We have Craig Prudhomme with us today, who is one of the, I guess, driving forces of the Agate Days that we celebrate here in Moose Lake on a yearly basis. And Craig, first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, how did you get hooked up with this, and what is your role that you play?
Well, Paul, this was actually kind of a natural connection for me. I came into the Moose Lake business community about, it's going on my third year now as a financial advisor. I work out of the First National Bank of Moose Lake, my business investment centers of America, and wanting to get involved in some of the local activities. The one that jumped out at me was the Agate Days and the big Agate Stampede. Reason for that was the last 26 years before this new business, I was associate director down at the Audubon Center of the Northwoods in Sandstone. And primarily while there, I taught college students and teachers how to teach about interpretation of the land. And a big part of that was geology. So this Agate Days was really a kind of a natural one for me to get involved in.
Are you an agate collector yourself?
I am. My daughter does a better job at it than I do. She's shorter than I am. Those eyes are closer to the ground. Exactly. And she used to be great when she was about 2 or 3 years old. She'd see a lot more than I would. But yes, once you get that sight picture in your eyes and in your mind, you see them all over the place.
Okay. I would think that there's probably a lot of good places around there that people don't know about to actually go pick agates. I mean, most of us do the shoulder of the road thing with little success, but what typically is a good place for one to go actually find agates?
Well, if you could get permission to go to a gravel pit, that would be the best place.
Okay.
And one of the things that makes this area so rich with agate resources that the last glaciers that come out of Lake Superior about 10,000 years ago brought crushed rock and gravel from the Lake Superior area. That's where most of these agates formed. Went down through this area even 25,000 years ago as far as the Twin Cities. When those glaciers melted, they dropped their load where it was, and they dropped most of it close to the Lake Superior, and Carleton County is about as close as you get.
Without a real lengthy explanation, what makes an agate what it is? How does it become an agate?
Well, I usually like to start with lava. Okay. And Lake Superior, if you go hike along, especially the north shore of Lake Superior, you'll see lots of lava flows there, black and red and purple. And when molten rock spewed out on the landscape about 1 billion years ago, all this pressure released, let gas come out of that molten rock. When it did, it raised up towards the top. Some of those gas bubbles actually got frozen into the rock, forming sort of a bubbly flow top. Now imagine over millions of years, groundwater moving through that rock, dissolving minerals from one place, coming to these cavities and starting to precipitate concentrically and essentially fill in these cavities or holes with a material that is essentially silica dioxide, or a chemical sedimentary chert. And if it had more iron in it, it might be more red in color. If it had less iron in it, it might be more clear or different colors. And it's that banding that gives this essentially chemical sedimentary form of quartz its special desirability.
Okay. What I've always noticed, obviously agates are what's described as a semi-precious stone or rock.
Exactly.
What I like about agates, and I'm not one of the bigger agate hounds, but I certainly have learned to appreciate them, they have personalities, whereby gemstones, if you take like a sapphire or ruby, a diamond, basically once you're done with the product, that's what you have. With an agate, you've got a personality.
And for me, the thing that really makes it is that it's a story. Any rock we would find in this area has got a story from hundreds of thousands to millions of years in the making. And if you can imagine a thing that you hold in your hand that has that represents part of an old ocean, or volcanoes in Minnesota, mountain ranges that we don't see
glaciers,
anymore.
Obviously.
Yeah, glaciers, then wow, what a story you hold in your hand.